This is the square Farmhouse coffee table. As usual, print out your template, lay your parts on it according to the instructions for cutting. I used 1mm mat board for the thicker parts. I used 360 GSM card for these side parts, and I used craft board for the top and the shelf divider because it looks like wood. It's just a great little craft card. So I'm just going to push that up to the side. First thing we do is we make the top and bottom of our table a bit thicker, so we're going to glue these together. These look good when you've got a little more time, sandy edges, and it just makes it look, it gives it a really finished look. I'm just doing this for speed at the moment. This is the second one. There we go. So that's the top and the bottom. Now take your little side parts. You glue two of these together for each side. Try and glue all the parts on it so that it sticks nicely. I'm just using a fine tip applicator as always. With the PVA glue, there is a knack to getting these together. If you glue them together the wrong way, you'll see that they don't actually fit. So that's one. That's the second one. You don't need a massive amount of glue. You know, this is just PVA glue. I like Alini's tacky glue. It's pretty good. Oh, now see, I've done that the wrong way. It doesn't quite fit. Turn that round. There we are. Okay, and then the other two parts, these glue behind those. It makes it look like wood panelling, quite a nice little attractive look for a farmhouse style. Just try and get the edges really neat because you're going to be gluing them to the sides of the table. There we go. These are both exactly the same size, all parts are the same size. Now before I glue these to the bottom, I'll actually glue the central piece. You don't need this piece, but I like it because I'm going to give it a wooden top and bottom as well. So this is just a little shelf divider, and I think it looks better when it has a little wood veneer on the top. You could use wood veneer, you could use wood vinyl. I just glue that centrally, like so. We're going to glue the sides on top of that, to the side of that rather, each side of that divider. If you don't use it, just glue them at the sides somewhere, wherever you want. You can glue them right at the sides or just in slightly from the edge. It doesn't really matter. It's not a measurement, it's just a design choice. Like so. Now these little supports, if you use that divider, these will actually fit exactly between it. So this is just to give it an extra bit of support as well. So I'm going to glue these to the lid part in the centre, just work out as long as it's in from the side somewhere. Try and get them exactly the same. That's maybe a little squint. Okay, I'm just going to put some little dotted glue on there. Glue along the tops of these sides. You'll take a little more care when you're putting it together. I'm just making it with some speed just to show you the basics, how to put it together. Yeah, you can see that fits together nicely. And the same for your lids and bottoms. You could just have one of these. I just like to have both top and bottom wood. If you don't want all these parts, just delete them in Cricut space as you're making it, and don't cut them. I usually add an ink coating around the side just to finish that edge of that craft card. Sometimes this is quite hard to stick together. Upside down. Oh, there's a piece of masking tape left on it. There we are. Do the same for the bottom. And what I haven't looked out to show you, but what I did use on mine was little earring backs. But you could use, beads or something similar just to make tiny legs underneath, if you want. There we are. These are exactly the same size, so try not to have any edges showing. Glue this to your bottom. Okay, at this point you could add little legs to the bottom using beads or, as I said, earring backs, whatever you prefer. But nice little farmhouse table.